Hello everyone, this is DireCoal20 and welcome to episode 15 of DireCoal20's Let's Play of Minecraft 1.21. Where today, a couple things I want to do. First off, I'm going to get my bow boosted up a little bit better, because I want to have, like infinity and power on it. I may not get like too deep into it, but I just want to have a little bit of goodness on my bow. So that's step-ish one. Step two, I'm going to, let's see, did I have an anvil around here? I do. Good. Cool, 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 cool. All right. No, not you. You. Nice. Sweet. So let's just test this out. Awesome. Now, do I need to carry arrows around with me? I believe in vanilla Minecraft you do, but usually there's a mod that means you don't. I don't think there's a mod like that in the pack, apparently. So we're going to have to make sure that we have arrows on us. And then also I'm going to have to make sure that there's a mod that makes bows respect infinity when you don't have an arrow in the inventory. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll figure it out. But yeah, little bit of a bummer that that's not a thing. Usually there's a mod that does that, and to be completely honest with you, I never know which mod does that. But you know, it's all good. We'll just memorize the slot for arrows, and then like I said, we'll look into what mods are available out there right now that let that work, and then get it added to the pack. Cool. All right, let's check in on some stuff here. How are we for netherwort? We're actually doing okay on. I mean, not terrible, right? I'm gonna get more netherwort planted, and again, I'm not entirely sure if there's any kind of slowness to how they grow, but I mean, it seems to be doing okay. Yeah, not terrible. Now, what did you use? A good healthy bit. Okay, let's get you put away. That can all go, and now we're good to go. What I really want to work on today, though, I'm going to take a break from Ars Nouveau, because we've been doing that for a few episodes now. What I'd like to look at doing is maybe some more power generation with the goal of eventually getting into applied energistics. So applied energistics is a really cool and almost like staple mod at this point. It's a great way to store items. It's a great way to automate crafting. It's basically like the de facto one of the best available mods for storing and automating item crafting and all kinds of cool stuff. So we're going to check it out. That said, it looks like they've gotten a bunch of new textures, a bunch of new items. Ooh, that's cool. Redstone fluxes in the pack. Good, 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 good. I've always wanted to check that one out. There's like a whole bunch of new stuff in the Planet Logistics. And I don't know how much, if any, even functionality has changed much, but at the very least, there's a bunch of new textures to it, and it looks pretty cool. So we're going to be taking a look at that very soon. That said, before I get into it, I want to have a little bit of a better power generation system. So right now I've got like this nice simple coal generator, which is working. Well enough. But what we're going to want to see is, what else we can do. So I'm thinking we're going to get into the fuel system from Just Dire Things. There's 3 tiers of fuel, and basically each of them requires a few steps to get into. So we'll start with Blaze Ember, because that's where we're at. So you're going to have to use Void Shimmer Goo, or Blaze Bloom Goo, the tier 2 goo, to convert unrefined Blaze Ember fuel into Blaze Ember fuel. And this bucket of fuel is going to be very useful and generate a lot of forge energy. Now, unrefined Blaze Ember is made by dropping Blaze Ember into polymorphic fluid. And polymorphic fluid is dropped by dropping a polymorphic catalyst into water. And that's just simply blaze gold and netherwort. I'm wondering if that's a little bit of an expensive recipe now that I'm looking at that. We'll see. We'll see. Because blaze gold, like netherwort, not bad. Blaze gold, a little bit pricey to be fair. At least at this stage of the game. For me, like, me and blaze gold, we don't have a lot of that going on. So I'm actually wondering if that is a little bit too pricey. I might tweak that recipe a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm still figuring out the balance of everything. Like I said, seems a little bit fast to me, but we'll see how much of a crisis it is and if I change it or not. So let's start with a place for all this to happen in. Now, usually at this point, I would build some kind of a basement. And I feel like, why break with tradition? I think we can pull that off. So I think I'm going to break this dude from Iron Spells. I'm just going to move him over a little bit somewhere else. We could stick him maybe there. That works. That's cool. I like that. Or maybe over one more. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. And then down here, basically going to want to dig down. Now, is that enough of a basement? I think so. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could work with that. So I'm going to go, well, what are you doing? Why? What? You shouldn't have done anything. Maybe you were in some kind of mode. I guess he was in haste still. My bad. That's okay. We'll make stuff work. Interesting. I have no idea what it is. I think I accidentally pasted. All good. We'll make it work. Yeah, no, you definitely cleared. Oh, look at that. Some loot's down here. That's nice. I'll take some coal. I always want more coal. Okay. So, didn't entirely mean to do that, but that's okay. What I'll do is just fill this area back in with more brick in a minute. But for now, it's all good. It doesn't really impact what I was working on. So what I'll do is just clear this out, and let's say we're going to clear out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're in cut mode. Okay. And then we're going to go up to here. And we're going to go over to this opposite corner. And we're going to clear to this corner. Does that sound cool? So now if I cut, that should be clearing out rather nicely, actually. Nice. Now I totally have this like big overhang, and I like knew this was going to be a problem for me when I decided to build here. But that's okay. We're going to solve that problem. I'm going to have a nice little glass window, and we can kind of like use that as an overlook. Now, in fairness, in my basements, I do usually tend to build into the walls, right? And there ain't going to be walls for half the basement, but that's a problem that we'll learn to deal with. Okay, so not terrible. Not terrible. Let's get out of here for a sec. And the next thing I want to make will require a couple ender pearls. Man, look at all the coal I got. That's awesome. All right. And then I would like to make an elevator, because we should have the elevators mod. Just needs a little bit of wool. Not sure how much of that I have. That's okay. I'll go find some. I'm going to sleep through the night, go find a couple sheep, get some wool, and then we'll be ready to do more basement work. All right, mission accomplished. So I'm going to go put some of this away and put that away, and then we should have enough for 2 elevators, which, in my personal opinion, is the only way to travel. It's kind of like the best. Like there's just no beating the elevator. Simply place it, and then when you jump or sneak, jump or sneak, kind of the best. All right, now let's get this basement built in, shall we? So one thing I do like to do, let's put you back in cut mode, and we're just going to remove that area, please. Thank you. Much better. Now let's get a basement looking good. All right, so at this point, I have what I would call a semi-respectable basement. Not too shabby. All right. Now, what I might do is, what I'm gonna do is, well, let's see. Can I? That's actually an exceptional question. No. Yeah, no. So you don't get your glass back when you do that, unless you put Silk Touch on your exchanging gadget, which you can totally do if you want. Maybe I should do this from the outside. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's just. What I'll do. Do like a little bit of a window thing here. How do we feel about that? up into the point where, you know, it makes sense. Is that cool? Why did you just randomly drop that item? Did I press something? I don't know. I may have. It's possible. Does that look cool? I think it looks cool. Bring this range down one more. Hey, I'll do that. Oh, that's right, you're a column. Alright, okay. I'll do this. That's probably enough, right? Yeah. Works for me. Okay, so now we have like a cool... That's different. Like, I've never done a basement like that before, right? I'm assuming we don't want to go all the way to the ground with this, though, do we? I don't think so. Also, we're out of glass, so that kind of answers the question for me. All right. Halfway decent basement there. And we'll have to kind of, like, deal with the fact that there's not, you know, a straightforward, you know, like, different spots I can build kind of deal. Like, we're going to have to deal with that a little bit, right? That basement situation. I think so. All right, so before I do much with fuel, I thought it would be smart to automate the blaze bloom goo a little bit as it relates specifically to coal. I would like to automate the tier 2 coal process if I can, and I'm going to see about doing that today. So what I'm going to do is as follows. I'm going to find a spot in here to set up like a little automation thing. So let's turn on hammer mode real quick and like break into this wall. Look, I said I'd have to work around the fact. Speaking of, I said I'd have to work around the fact that let's do a 5x5 here. That should be enough space, right? I may not even need that much. I may not. I said I'd have to work around the fact that there's walls I can't break into. I didn't say I wouldn't break into any walls. I'll be very clear about that. Okay, so this can become my little blaze bloom goo area, right? Now, what I'm thinking is we could have you kind of sit in the center back here, right? And that's where the magic can happen. Now, my goal is the following. I need to place coal blocks. I need to break DireCoal blocks, right? The tier 1 ones, and then I need to know when to break them. So we're going to combine 3 machines from Just Dire Things, the simple tier 1 machines that are available early game. So there's most machines in Just Dire Things have 2 variants. A simple version, which is available with Ferrocore, and then an advanced version, which is available with Celestigem, which is phase 3 after you get through the end. Okay, so Celestigem, much more powerful, much cooler machine. Simple version, much more basic, but can still do some really cool stuff. So let's get ourselves a sensor. Okay, so I'm gonna need 2 of these. I know that much. And then I need a sensor, needs an Eye of Ender. And then I might need 2 sets of these machines, but we'll start with the first set and go from there. We're also going to need a simple block breaker and a simple block placer. And for that, we're going to need a dropper and a couple more sticks to get a dispenser and a block placer. Cool. So the simple machines are all, they don't cost any energy. And they can operate in just one area, like one block space. They have a facing direction, so whatever direction they're facing is where they can place. So we're going to come down here and check this thing out. So first off, let's take a look at the block placer. It's really pretty simple. You place blocks in there, and it will place them. You can specify whether it will always place blocks when it's in ignored mode, or it needs a low redstone signal, a high redstone signal, or on pulse, it'll place a block every time it receives a redstone pulse. And this button works for almost every machine in Just Dire Things, so it's generally the same. It's just redstone control, right? The directional button here is what direction the block is placed in. So for coal blocks that we're placing ain't gonna matter a whole bunch, but if I was placing torches, see how it placed it down? Now, if we look in this direction, I don't know on this thing what direction I'm facing north, right? So if I set this dude to north, see how he placed it on the north face? And if I set it to south, see how he placed it on the south face? Okay, so it doesn't really matter what direction for coal blocks, but for some blocks it may matter. You know, it's always a thing that could happen. And speaking of coal blocks, let's go get some. So I'm gonna go get a healthy amount of coal blocks to kind of get this ball rolling. And again, it's Shift K to do the big stack at a time thing, and it does all the stacks, which is cool. All right. So your job now will be to place coal blocks. Easy peasy. Okay, well, that was cool. Now, you might also notice that we don't have a good way to turn the thing on. And what we're going to want to do is get a clicker from Just Dire Things. Simple clicker. Needs another Eye of Ender. We can do that. Boop, boop. And then we're just going to need another dispenser. You know what I might need is more string, believe it or not. String goes from cotton balls, which I assume is from the cotton only. There we go. We have room for cotton? Not really, but we could make room. Yeah, let's go get another drawer. Ifins, we got one. And we don't. But that's okay. Getting sidetracked. It's not a Dire series if I don't get sidetracked, right? I think that's generally accepted. Okay, and then you, and then you. Now, that said, a whole bunch of spiders just spawned, which is convenient. That does help, but we'll check out cotton only in a minute here. Hey, wrong thing. Are you fully grown? You are. Nice. Okay. That's going to be you now. And then you're going to be locked, and you're going to be linked, and you're going to be cottoned. And I don't know that I need extra cotton seeds, so I'll just leave that as is. Now, I should set up a void on that thing, but I think I'm low on obsidian, and I don't feel like doing it right now because I'm doing something else. All right, that looks cool. So did I get enough string? I did, actually. Nice. So I'm going to want a Just Dire Things clicker. Now, the simple clicker, I mean, simple's a stretch. I don't know if I would call it simple, per se. That should be cool. So you, and you. And then you guys can go away. And I'm going to snag a healthy amount of nether wart. So the simple clicker can click on blocks for you. Okay? So I'm going to, again, have them face this direction. So they only work in the direction they're facing. Now, this UI is a little bit more complex, but that's okay. Again, there's a directional, so it determines what direction the block is clicked on. So like if you click from the top, if you click from the bottom, if you click from the north or south, you know, you can also set it to ignore redstone signal. The number over here is the speed in which it'll click. So like now, right now it's set to click like every second, okay? Which is probably sufficient. Just like this one, he places a block every second. So when you break it, you know, within a second, another one will get placed down. Pretty simple. Cool. So that works. That works. Let's do this then. What we're going to want to do is have you click. Now you can target blocks, air, hostile mobs, passive mobs, adults, children, players, all living entities. I'm going to go with blocks. You can also specify if you're going to right click, left click, hold click, which is for like tridents, for example. Sneak click, and then show flake player. It just renders some particles, but you won't be able to see them because there's like a block there right now. But normally you'd see like some particles about where it's clicking and what direction it's clicking in. I guess what I could do is if I put show fake player on and target air, see how it's like the particles are going down? So it's showing that it's clicking down, right? And it'll even show you the particles of what it's clicking, right? So I put another word in there, it's clicking. So now if I said like click up, it would click up, click north, it clicks on the north direction, yada yada. So again, doesn't matter for this use case, but there's certain instances where it may matter, right? It might matter what direction or what side of the block you click on, okay? So I'm going to give this guy some nether wart, and he should activate the Blaze Boom Goo. Now the good news is the goo will not consume items if you keep clicking on it. So, you know, what I should really do is make it so that it does, but whatever. It's all good. So now you'll notice the goo is converting the coal. So now we want to like detect what block is there, right? So to do that, I'm going to use the sensor. Cool. So the sensor can detect blocks or air or hostile or passive mobs or adults or children or players or living or items, right? And it'll emit a redstone signal whenever it finds a specific thing, right? So like right now, because there's a block there, he's emitting a redstone signal because it's an empty filter, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say allow list, and I'm going to want just dire things primal coal. And that should work so that when this converts, the redstone signal turns on. Haha, how cool is that? Okay. And yeah, that should be good. Now if I just did that, and then we put a simple block breaker here, and we told you to run on high signal, that should work, right? All that I need is a pickaxe to break with, which I think I could make. Okay, so we're gonna get 3 of you. And give you that dude, right? So now, if I put you on high signal, he broke. Hooray! So that should be cool, right? And at this point, he's not running anymore because this dude is no longer emitting a redstone signal, right? And he won't emit a redstone signal until there's raw primal coal in there. Now, pro tip on the sensors, you can totally like check the block state of things, which I just realized right now is not hiding this, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But like, let's remove some things over here anyway, because I've got way too much junk. That should be good. So if you right click on this, you can detect what direction it's facing because that's a block state. So you can detect all different block states. You can detect like if it's a source block of fluid versus not a source block. Just right click and it'll list all the block states on the block that you're looking at or filtering on, and you'll be able to control them. So right now, it doesn't matter what direction it's facing because I really don't care, right? So what should happen if this is set up correctly is as soon as then he should break. And he places a new one. Now, also note there's a 20 tick speed thing here. So he'll sense every second, which is fine. Like, we don't need that to be faster, right? And this guy, he uses the pickaxe, the durability, the speed. Like, it's literally like a player using the pickaxe. So if there were like upgrades and stuff, if you're using one of my pickaxes from Just Dire Things, it would use all the abilities. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now we're going to need an item collector to pick up those dudes. So let's get an item collector. So 2 hoppers and an ender pearl and some ferric ore. Two hoppers need some iron. And that should be cool. Item collector. And then we just need a chest for this thing to go into. Cool. Okay. There we go. So what I'm thinking is the chest can go here. The collector can go here. Okay. And then let's show the area. So you're going to go Let's move him back 1. Move him down 1. How's that look? Is that cool? I think that's pretty cool. I might move it back 1 more. You know what I could do? I could use my half thing. Yeah, that looks good, right? So now it'll pick up, like, anything in the room. Now, if I really wanted to, I could filter on what was allowed to be picked up. Because that seems like a smart move. So then it should break, and then place a new one. Haha! Neato! Neato! And then that goes in there. Perfect. That is good times. Okay, now, the only other thing we want to do is prevent our magnet from messing with this. So what we could do is it prevents items up to 3 blocks away from being attracted by magnets. That looks pretty craftable. I might make that. So this is a neat little thing to have, because it'll prevent your magnet from picking up items inside the area of effect. Okay. So what we'll probably want is, if I put you under here, would that work, you think? Yeah. And technically we don't need that redstone there anymore, right? And because we're filtering on primal coal, we don't have to worry about other items being picked up. So if cobbles or if redstone's in there, I can still go get it. All right, so let's see, did that? Nope, it still went into my inventory. So that might not be quite. Oh wait, it said up to. Do I have to increase? Yeah, that could work. Highlight area. Now there's a better one, to be fair, but it requires more gold, and I don't think I need it. That should be sufficient. Yeah, that should be cool. Okay, turn off the rendering, and let's see what happens now. Oh, and you can be off as well. Cool. I'm liking this. What do you guys think? Is this cool? That's looking pretty nice. And look, no magnet. Awesome. All right, now I have a new plan. Hello, friend. Or not so friend. That's right. Get out of here. Uninvited guests in Dire's basement are not welcome. Okay, so now let's do something cool. What I'm gonna have is 1, 2, and we're gonna have a 1, 2. Move this, and I'm gonna put a storage drawer controller right here, and we're gonna say linking tool link 1, 2. Okay, and then we're going to lock 1, 2. And then we're going to put primal coal in here. Cool. And then I'm going to put you back down. Hooray! Let's just adjust to make sure that you're all awesome. There we go. Yeah, buddy. That looks good, right? Cool. So, why did I do this? Well, next episode we're going to come back and we're going to take these dudes and we're going to automate this process. Because I want both tiers of goo to happen here. So that means just a little bit more work. We'll figure it out, though. For now, Doll20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Let's come back next time to automate this piece of the puzzle. And then when we're done, we should basically have a machine that I can feed coal in, and it will automate turning it into tier 2 coal. And then we'll eventually get it to be even better. With just our things tier, the advanced machines, we can do this a lot easier. because the advanced machines generally have area of effect and generally have filtering. So you can break blocks in an area of effect, and you can filter which blocks get broken. But we can't do that at tier 1, so also the advanced machines require power and other stuff. So for now, Adult20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time, like I said, and we're going to automate turning primal coal into blaze ember coal, and then that'll be cool. For now, take it easy.